Shraddha Walkar's murder, the lunacy of Aftab Ameen Poonawala that took the life of a bright girl. Online dating has become a new trend within Generation Z. People have started relying upon the decisions made by the matching algorithms of various dating apps, where they enter all their choices in the hope of finding a perfect life partner. Compared to the old ways of dating, this one seems pretty convenient, as all one has to do is swipe and find a perfect partner as per the requirements. Once you find the perfect person on the other side of the screen, you start planning new things and eventually a life with them. But is that okay? Is trusting someone whom you know only through the online medium fine? Maybe not. Because sometimes those online personalities can turn out to be a nightmare for you, and today's case is an example of how such an online meeting changed the life of 27-year-old Shraddha forever. Welcome to AF Crime, the channel that brings you fascinating crimes all around the world. If you're interested in this kind of content, then this channel is for you. Make sure to like this video, click on the subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell to keep you updated on our recent uploads. Now, let's get right into the video and investigate more about the case of Shraddha Walkar, a brilliant professional hailing from Maharashtra whose life turned upside down the moment Aftab Ameen Poonawala came into her life. Shraddha was a brilliant girl who had been educated at a convent in Versailles, where she was living with her brother and mother. Due to certain family issues, her father, Vikas Walkar, was staying separately. He was a private business owner by profession and used to manage an electronic service business. Shraddha was considered a shining star within the family because she was intelligent and her core interest was to get stable. For this purpose, she initially got herself enrolled in Viva Institute of Technology, Virar, seeking a course in business management. She wanted to seek a good job after finishing the course, but before she could end up with the course, she already got an offer from a private call center of a multinational company in Malad. The job was highly efficient and the pay scale was good, so Shraddha considered dropping out of the course because she entirely wanted to keep her focus on the current job. So she finally dropped herself out, and after some months, when she became more comfortable with the job, she thought about moving a step further in her life. As we all have two goals in our mid-20s. The first is to seek a great job, while the second is to have a good and supportive life partner who can provide unflinching support throughout the journey of life. As Shraddha had no previous experience of dating, as she had always remained immersed in her education and career, it was a really big deal for her to find a partner who had the same mindset as hers. After seeking suggestions from her peers, she finally created a profile on Bumble. She was hopeful that she will be finding someone matching her requirements as a potential life partner. By the end of 2018, Shraddha finally found the man of her dreams in the form of Aftab Ameen Poonawala. The guy also belonged to Versailles and was doing a job in the same multinational company. Shraddha felt that finally she got an ideal man who was good in every aspect. They met a few times, and Shraddha also introduced Aftab to her friends at the call center. She thought that they really looked good together. Within the days to follow, Shraddha told Aftab that both of them could enter the live-in relationship, and Aftab had no problem with that. So both started living together within weeks after they met each other. Though Shraddha's decisions were always welcomed at home because she had always remained a sensible person, on this decision, no one from her family agreed. They were of the view that interfaith relationships didn't work much, and she knew very little about Aftab to trust him this soon. The same concerns were raised by Shraddha's close friends, who even advised her to think a little more before actually moving out of her house, since it was a huge decision in the culture where Shraddha was brought up. Yet, Shraddha was firmly standing by her decision that she would be staying with Aftab. So, the couple initially started living together in Versailles by the end of 2019. Shraddha was expecting that finally she will be living her dream life with Aftab, but things turned out to be very different from what they appeared from afar. Aftab had a strict temperament, and he used to get angry over little things, He started getting possessive of Shraddha and even doubted her routine chats with her friends. Shraddha once told a friend that she was also angry because of the way interfaith relationships were being perceived in their society. So usually Shraddha became the sole victim of her frustration. The couple started fighting soon, and things reached an extent where Shraddha started considering getting out of this toxic relationship where she was continuously subjected to emotional and frequent physical torture. However, she felt that she loved Aftab, and when you love someone, you have to accept them despite all of their flaws. So she decided to give her love another chance. She talked to Aftab about mending the differences between them and suggested that they both should take a leave for a few days from work and go someplace to improve the relationship between them. He agreed, and the couple took a trip to Himachal Pradesh in April 2022. They wanted to come up with a solution by the end of the trip so that everything could become all fine between them, the way it was previously. As they spent their day there in Himachal, both agreed that they decided to live in Versailles, which was deteriorating their relationship as Aftab knew well that Shraddha's family never liked him well because of Shraddha's decision. So both of them decided to move out of Versailles and shift to the capital city of India, Delhi. They decided that they will be beginning their jobs from there. So as per the decision, they shifted to an apartment in the Chhatarpur locality of South Delhi on May 15th. Shraddha was expecting that things would now be different, but from here, things just only got worse. Aftab got a free hand to treat Shraddha the way he wanted because she was no longer around her family in the same city. So, quite often, he used to abuse her physically. Shraddha even showed marks of the abuse from Aftab while frequently interacting with many close friends. One of her friends was Laxman, who knew Aftab from the time Shraddha had originally met him, so he was well aware of the relationship dynamics between both of them. He even advised Shraddha to leave Aftab as soon as she could because he felt that Aftab had a controlling nature that was dangerous. Once Shraddha contacted Laxman at night, as per Laxman, she was seeming very frightened on the phone and requested him to take her along with him from the couple's joint house because both Aftab and Shraddha had engaged in a heated argument moments ago, and Aftab had left the house in anger while threatening to kill her. She was frightened to the degree that she thought Aftab might actually end up killing her if she didn't do anything to save herself. Well, that was just one of the many nights where the couple had fought bitterly. The strangest thing was that Shraddha was still reluctant to leave Aftab even when the fights became a regular deal. Even her friends used to wonder what was it that stopped her from getting herself free from this daily based torture and abuse. May 15th passed, and right after 3 days, on May 18th, the couple once again fought. This time more gravely, where Aftab once again threatened Shraddha. Probably Shraddha was still under the impression that Aftab loved her the way she loved him, so she thought this was a mere threat. As the fight became intense, Aftab became a different person from what he was the first time when he met Shraddha. He seemed like a bloodthirsty animal. He eventually strangulated Shraddha till she died. In those final moments, Shraddha's face reflected every single emotion of the hurt, the disbelief, the heartbreak, the pain, and finally the fear. Her face turned paler and paler with every passing moment until she stopped breathing. By the time Aftab came back to his senses, he knew that things had become out of control. He thought about his future that was at stake due to this. He knew that now he had to cover for his savagery. So he instantly dragged the lifeless body of Shraddha to the washroom and turned on the shower. He knew that it would be difficult to take Shraddha's body out of the apartment because it was a lively locality and people used to come and go across the society all the time. So he brought a chopper, hammer, and a saw and thought about dismembering Shraddha's body. He started chopping off her body under the shower so that all the blood could be drained easily along with the water. He sawed the entire body into 35 pieces. Now, he knew that he had to keep all these pieces somewhere, so on the 20th of May, he bought a 300-liter refrigerator to keep the chopped parts saved over there. He knew that it would be dangerous to dispose of all the pieces together, So he kept on disposing of the pieces randomly for the next 16 days in Delhi's much-known Mehruli forest. Alongside, he kept on operating Shraddha's bank account and also shifted his belongings from back home in Versailles to his apartment in Delhi in 37 boxes after paying $20,000. It was quite surprising that the workers who had shifted his belongings took no notice of the house, or maybe he had given them money to keep their mouths shut. This is still unknown. However, Aftab's plan to keep the fake identity of Shraddha alive on social media was still going on in the meantime, as he kept on using his social media to interact with his friends, but even Shraddha's friends were suspicious of the way Shraddha answered them. As we know that Shraddha had a habit of using her profiles very frequently, but as Aftab started using her phone, this time became minimal, and even the friends were unable to guess what was happening. Aftab also withdrew the money which was present in Shraddha's online account to keep things going on smoothly during these times. Aftab kept on using Shraddha's social profiles for a while until he became tired and switched off her phone. In August 2022, Shraddha's father, Vikas Walkar, finally became active in tracing the whereabouts of his daughter when he, along with many other friends and family members of Shraddha, found her phone continuously switched off. Vikas lodged an official missing person complaint in the Manakpur, Mumbai police station, where he stated that he was concerned about the well-being of his daughter. The police became active upon the request of Vikas and contacted the South Delhi police, who took the statement of Aftab. Initially, he said that Shraddha had left him months ago and he had no idea where she was. The police kept on searching for Shraddha for another 2 months and finally became convinced that something unfortunate might have happened to Shraddha. Following this statement, Vikas Walkar once again lodged a complaint associated with kidnapping and murder. The Mehruli police station started investigating the case on the 8th of November 2022. They made a list of prime suspects who would have been involved in this murder, and Aftab came into discussion a lot of the time. So they started their investigation right from Aftab. After a little questioning, he finally confessed that he had murdered Shraddha in the heat of the moment and also provided them with the locations where Shraddha's body was disposed of by him on November 14th. Following this confession, he was immediately taken into custody by the authorities. The police ran their extensive search in the areas near Mehruli Forest and its associated water bodies. They were able to recover a few bones which were then tested for DNA sampling. Shraddha's father and brother's DNA samples were collected to match with the parts found, and they were an exact match. Within the police custody, as per the officials, Aftab showed no remorse for killing Shraddha brutally. On November 17th, Aftab was presented before the Delhi court, where his narco-analysis test was ordered by the police and was eventually conducted, and eventually a polygraph test was ordered following the earlier one. During custody, many shocking facts were found about Aftab. Alongside his job, the police told the court that he was a trained chef who had previous experience working in the Taj Hotel, so he knew the way to preserve flesh without getting decayed. That's why his neighbors were unable to detect that he had killed Shraddha, as he had also ordered incense sticks to dissipate the smell. Furthermore, it was found that he had entered another relationship during this entire time and had given the other girlfriend a proposal ring as well. These details were equally surprising for everyone. On January 24, 2023, a charge sheet of 6,629 pages was filled by the Delhi police, under which Aftab has been accused of Shraddha's murder under the 302 section of the Indian Penal Code. Till now, Aftab is under police custody, and the court has ordered the involvement of CBI in the case to ensure that Shraddha gets the due justice she deserves. This case reveals the dark side of social media, where the pretentious personalities of individuals seem to lure at first, but once you get to know an individual closely, you can realize how false the perceptions can be. It's essential to maintain boundaries between your online interactions, because not everyone you will find there behind the screen is as nice as you expect them to be. Well, that's all from today's video. Tell us what you think about this in the comments. Also, if you feel that this case was an intriguing one, like this video and share it with all your friends. Also, subscribe to our AF Crime channel for finding more shocking tales around the world. And if you have any criminal case that you'd like me to investigate, share it in the comment section below.